Hey everybody, CW here, Card Wolf, because I am always on the hunt for great cards. And welcome back to another edition this week of the Card Wolf Variety Show. Once again, we got a lot of randomness on the show today. I know you guys are kind of not sure what is going on this week, but it's something I wanted to try out and just do kind of a whole bunch of different stuff and see how it goes. Today's main event on the show is a mail day. I received a package from none other than Julie Farnum. That's right, Julie Farnum is well known throughout our community as being just an amazing person. She sends awesome packages to people far and wide, and Julie and I have sent stuff back and forth to each other a couple of times now, and another package from Julie just showed up at my door yesterday, and I have been very, very excited to open that up on the show. So we're going to do that today. That is the top line event on the card for the Card Wolf Variety Show today. That is the main event, shall we say. So before we do that, though, I've got a couple other things I wanted to do. One was suggested by Minutia Minute, who has a great channel of his own, and I got to apologize to Minutia Minute for not giving him a shout out when I did my comic book episode couple of weeks ago, because his channel focuses on comic books, and Minutia Minute is a huge comic book fan and he really knows his stuff. And if you haven't been over to his channel, if you like comic books at all, you should give that a try. He's a huge Batman fan. He's a huge Star Wars fan too, and I've got a little Star Wars segment later on the show today to do, and we'll get to that in a minute. But first, Minutia Minute suggested that we do a comparison between a couple of these hideous and horrific Topps 3D cards, which I thought was a terrible idea, but I just do what you guys tell me. And Minutia Minute suggested this, so I thought, all right, we'll compare two of these cards. We've opened three of these so far. We had a Mike Schmidt and a Dale Murphy yesterday, and then Goose Gossage before that. And Goose Gossage and Dale Murphy, I think, are easily the two. The Mike Schmidt was terrifying, but it wasn't enough to give you nightmares, whereas the Dale Murphy and the Goose Gossage are so gruesome as to easily give people nightmares. And Minutia Minute thought it would be a good idea for us to compare the two and see which one was the most horrific. And I thought that would be too terrifying. And once again, I have to put some sort of parental warning on this. If you have small children in the room with you, you need to just avert their eyes or send them out of the room, because these cards are gruesome and ghoulish and should not be viewed by anyone under 21, in my opinion. These are horrific cards. But Minutia Minute had this idea, and so I'm going to go with it. And of course, if you have any complaints about the idea, if you get nightmares, Minutia Minute is the one to blame. So we're going to flip these over, and you guys can decide which one is indeed the most terrifying one. I'm kind of shaking. I'm a little scared of this. I've never had two appearing at the same time, so this may be too much for viewers who have weak hearts. I'm just going to tell you that. So we're going to flip these over, and you guys tell me in the comments which one you think is the worst one. Which one is most nightmare-inducing? Is it Dale Murphy or Goose Gossage? Good heavens. I'm not sure I can gaze upon these for very long. This is, oh, good heavens. This is just, this is terrifying. I mean, in fact, I'm beginning to feel nauseous looking at these cards. Which one do you think is the worst one? Let me know in the comments. I've got to turn them over again. That was, man, that was, you've got to have nerves of steel to be able to look at those two cards at the same time. That was some really tough moments there on the Card Wolf Network. I'm hoping we never do that again. I would never, ever want to put anyone through that again. Minutia Minute is to blame for that terrible, terrible suggestion. I don't even know why we did that. But let me know in the comments which one of those you think is the worst card, and be sure to let Minutia Minute know your thoughts on his suggestion there, because, man, I was bracing. I'll put it that way. That was really a tough thing. We need a palate cleanser after that, and I can think of nothing better to do than to do this next segment, which we're going to change the background up, because it is May the 4th today, and that is International Star Wars Day. Everybody walks around celebrating Star Wars and all things Star Wars. So this is the gatefold to the original Star Wars soundtrack on LP, which I bought back in 1977. I picked this up after seeing the movie in the theaters and being completely blown away by the experience of seeing Star Wars for the first time with no... You have to remember, there was no context for what you were going to see when you went into Star Wars. I mean, it had gotten reviews and maybe read about it, and you knew it was going to be this awesome experience. But, there was no Star Wars in the way there was today. It was just this movie that had come out that everybody was talking about. People were waiting in line to see it. It was this phenomenon, but... there was nothing else to compare it to. You had no other Star Wars movies, just the original. And what I still believe is the best Star Wars movie is probably Empire Strikes Back, but the original is a close second to me. They call it A New Hope now, but nobody called it that back then. It was just Star Wars. And I went to see that, and I'll never forget it. It was an amazing and awesome experience. And of course, back then you didn't have, you didn't have streaming services. None of that had been invented, so you couldn't just, see the movie anytime you wanted the way that you can today. The only way you could see it was in the theaters. There was no VHS, really wasn't widespread at that point either. People didn't have, VHS machines or tapes or anything like that. So there was really no way to just replay the movie again and again. You just had to go see it again in the theater if you wanted to. And so I got the soundtrack, because it was the closest thing. It had all of these pictures. I'll move this a little bit so you can see it. Had all of these great pictures from the movie in the gatefold. It was double album. I still have, of course, the albums here, and I played them continuously for weeks, and really just, that was the best way to recreate the experience, was listening to the soundtrack, looking at the pictures, and if you were lucky, you could find some Star Wars cards maybe at the local convenience store or what have you. But those didn't come out for a little while. The movie debuted. It took a while for those cards to come out because people didn't realize quite how big this movie was going to be. So this was the only way to do it. Play the soundtrack and look at the pictures and remember what you had seen in the film. And so that is what I did. And it was just great. It was a great experience. Felt very magical. And today being May the 4th, Star Wars Day, I thought I'd revisit that, set up a different background as we do a little Star Wars segment. I went digging in the card closet last night. I put on my miner's hat with the flashlight mounted on the hat there, and went in there with my helmet and dug around. And I thought I had some unopened Star Wars material, and I do indeed. And I pulled out a few packs for us to open on the channel today in this segment celebrating May the 4th, and I'm very happy that I found some of this stuff. I think you'll enjoy it. I know who will enjoy it a lot is a huge Star Wars fan in the Cardmunity, and that is Slapnuts. He loves Star Wars. I mean, it's like his favorite thing. I'm sure that today, on May the 4th, Slapnuts is dressed up in his Jedi robes. And you should, if you go over to Slapnuts' channel today, you should be sure to wish him a happy Star Wars Day, because he really adores Star Wars. And I know if all of us go over there and wish him happy Star Wars Day, he'll be excited about that. So let's open these packs. I'll show you what I found. If you've watched the channel before from the early days, I mentioned that I'm a huge fan of and collector of the Star Wars CCG, which came out from Decipher in the mid-90s and lasted until the early 2000s, when they could not afford to renew the license and also could not afford to renew their Star Trek license. They created a great Star Trek CCG as well. Both of these are classic and fantastic CCGs. And once they lost the licenses to do that, they went out of business. And which it's a shame. I mean, it's not surprising. Nobody's surprised at that, but it was a real shame because they were a pretty good company. I think they created a really good product. I think the mechanics at play in the Star Wars CCG are still some very inventive stuff. The way that they use the deck to represent your Force is very smart and clever. So we're going to open that. I have not opened as much of a huge collector as I am of Star Wars CCG. I've never opened a pack of it on the channel, so that's exciting for me. Also found a couple other interesting Star Wars packs to open. This is wide vision cards from Topps from the Star Wars Clone Wars cartoon, which is fantastic. If you've never seen it, it's a great cartoon for adults and kids. And, as you can see here, I'll move this a little closer to the camera, there's tons of inserts that you could potentially find in packs of this, including sketch cards, autograph cards, foil stuff, all kinds of stuff that you can find in here. So that's going to be fun to open. And then what I think is maybe going to be the best pack is this Star Wars Empire Strikes Back 3D pack of cards, and you can also find sketch cards and autographs in here as well. And this and the Wide Vision pack are both hobby-only releases that came out over 10 years ago. I think these came out in 2009 or 8, something like that. So I'd probably look it up. But anyway, we're going to open these up today on this Star Wars segment as we celebrate May the 4th. And I'm not sure what order should I do these in. Maybe I'll do them in chronological order based upon where they would appear in the Star Wars history. That would mean the Clone Wars are first, and then the original Star Wars movie, which is what most of the premiere cards are from that, and then Empire Strikes Back is after that. So I'll open them in that order. Again, if you haven't seen the Star Wars Clone Wars cartoon, it's really good. I'm sure it's streaming on Disney. You can find it there. It's very good. If you have never seen it, you should check it out. So let's dig into this and see if we find anything really cool and exciting in here. I haven't opened these pack of these probably since they came out in 2008 or 9, whenever these were released. I'm not really sure. I don't know. Is this a propaganda piece back here? Yeah, it is. That's garbage. We'll throw that away. And we'll see what we get here. These are from episodes of the series, so if you haven't seen it, they probably won't make much sense. Seeking the Rixha route, and Anakin's Master Evasion, Anakin being a great pilot in Star Wars history. Shock Herding, those are Star Wars animals of some sort. Jedi Freefall, and I like that card because it has a great character on there, Ahsoka Tano, who was introduced in the Star Wars Clone Wars cartoon and has shown up in the Mandalorian TV series. I was really thrilled to see her show up there because she's a really great character, and I have often wondered what happened to her, what became of her after the Clone Wars series. So that's really cool. We did get something cool. Look at this. This is an acetate card, Clone Snowtroopers, and that is a really cool card. What a nice find in here. That's really neat. We'll flip that over. You can see that that is a very cool acetate card. I didn't even remember that they had these kind of cards in there, so that's a very nice pull from this Star Wars Clone Wars pack. Rescuing R2 is next card, and then Ahsoka Strikes Back. As I said, she's a really cool character, worth checking out the series if only to get introduced to her. So we pulled a nice hit out of that pack. That's pretty sweet. Happy to see that happen. And we'll go on to the Star Wars CCG pack here. For those of you who have never seen this product open, I'll try not to geek out too much over this because it's something that I've collected ever since it came out, and I've collected a lot of it, and it's one that I really am quite fond of. It's a product I really like a lot, and a lot of these red cards, you'll see there's a lot of different color type cards. I'll try not to dwell too much on what these cards are, but the red cards are events and interrupts, which are not usually very interesting. We're looking primarily for character cards. That'll be more fun. The most valuable cards in this white bordered premiere set, which is not a very valuable set, the most valuable cards are Darth Vader and probably the Millennium Falcon, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Han Solo's also in here, as well as Luke and Leia. Chewbacca and R2 aren't in this set. They were in the next expansion that they made for this, but Grand Moff Tarkin's also in here, and several other characters. So we'll go through here. There's a Wisely card. That's just sort of a generic sort of character that you would see, if you played the game. Characters like that. Death Star Sentry, that's another effect. And then that's our rare card, weirdly enough, Evacuate, which is a rare 2, which is not very rare at all. Rare 2s are not that much more rare than uncommon 1s. I won't get into the various rarity levels here, but or no, that's the rare card. There we go. It was 4 uncommons and then the rare. That's the rare card. It is an R2, a rare 2, which is not very rare at all. But still, at least it's a character card, so there's that. Until it's been a while since I opened these, I thought there were only 3 uncommons, but there are 4, and then you get the rare, and then the rest of these are commons. There's some equipment and a rebel pilot there, a timer mine. And then some events and interrupts. A Jawa, that's a pretty cool card. There were Jawa cards that were sort of generic cards like this, and then there were a few Jawas that were named Jawa cards that were rares. And then an Imperial Pilot, also a pretty generic card. So not the most exciting pack, but still fun for me to open these because I haven't opened a pack of these in a long time. And I do have a lot of these cards, sort of was really into those for many years. And I have a lot of the Star Trek ones too, but I won't get into that because it is May the 4th, Star Wars Day. So this is the pack of Star Wars 3D cards, specifically from Empire Strikes Back, which I think is the best movie Star Wars that there has ever been. And you can see there are sketch cards and autographs in this hobby pack. So hopefully we'll pull one of those. I was delighted to pull that acetate card from that other pack. So let's see if we can get out of here. These are 3D cards, so they're very neat. I remember buying a lot of these because I love Empire Strikes Back, and I thought that these were super cool cards. I don't know if the 3D effect is showing up as well on camera as I wish it would. I'm kind of moving it around, but getting some glare there. Anyway, hopefully you guys can sort of see the 3D effect. It's pretty cool. There's some a scene from Hoth early in the movie, and you see some of the fighting going on there. And then that's from when Luke is on Dagobah, studying with Yoda to learn the ways of the Force. And there's R2, who took a bath in the swamp, you will recall. And then the third card is from Cloud City, which appears later in the movie, and there's Lando, and turned the Cloud City troops on the Imperial troops at that point, because, you know, Lando plays both sides of it, if you'll remember. Anyway, no inserts or special cards there, but still very cool cards, and really they did a great job. Topps did a great job on these cards. I think you can probably see the 3D effect best on this card. And on the cards where it shows up, it's really quite nice. They're really quite beautiful cards. So that is our Star Wars segment of this show. That's the tribute to Star Wars, because it is May the 4th. And I do like Star Wars. I'm a fan of the original trilogy. I really enjoy that a lot. But don't really ever need to see the prequels again. And the most recent trilogy really was a bit of a letdown for me as well. All right, so let's go on to the main event. I had to pause the camera a minute there while I retrieved Julie's package from the other side of the room where I foolishly left it. I should have prepared better for this one, but I forgot to bring that over to the table. So anyway, here's Julie's package, and we're going to open this. It's going to be awesome, I'm sure. Julie always, for those of you who haven't been to, I can't imagine there's any of you, but for those of you who haven't been to Julie Farnum's channel, you should go over there immediately. Just stop watching this now and go over there. Her content is awesome. She opens tons of stuff. She loves hockey. She opens a lot of hockey, also football and baseball. And she's just a delightful, generous, and kind person. She sends out fantastic packages to everyone. She just reached 400 subscribers, which I think her channel's only been around for about a year, so that is an amazing and remarkable accomplishment, and I congratulate you, Julie. It is well deserved. People have described Julie as sort of the angel of the Cardmunity because she sends out so much amazing stuff, and she is so supportive of other channels, and I would 100% agree with that. Julie is just absolutely wonderful, and I'm so glad to know her and to be able to see her channel every day. Just awesome, awesome person, Julie Farnum. So I'm very excited to see what is in here, and I've got my scissors. I grabbed those while I paused as well because I had also not brought those over. I got to get better. If I'm going to do the variety show, I've got to get better about planning, which I'm terrible at. So there you go. So let's get into this and see what Julie has sent. This is the main event on today's program, and let's see what is in this package that Julie has sent us. All right, so it is what is in there. I don't think there's usually, people often send letters. I don't know if Julie sent one this time, but she has in the past. So let's see what is going on here. I can see some Raven cards on the top here, and if you guys watch the channel, you know that I like the Baltimore teams. I like the Orioles and the Ravens, despite the Orioles being in last place at the moment in the American League East, which is about where I predicted them to be, quite honestly. I don't think that they made very good moves in the offseason, and I don't think that they have what it takes to compete with teams like the Yankees or the Blue Jays. But we'll see. Maybe they'll get better as the season goes along, or they'll make some trades or something exciting like that will happen. All right, so let's see what we have here that Julie has bestowed upon me. We start off with a nice Mark Andrews card from Playoff, and I think there are several cards in this sort of thick holder, so I'm going to carefully remove those and put the holder to the side there. So all right, and now they're in a sleeve too, man. Nice packaging from Julie, thank you very much. All right, so I think I've got these the right way. Yes, I do. Looks like a bunch of Ravens cards based upon the purple color in here. Mark Andrews starts us off. Nice Lamar Jackson, excellent. And there's a Odafe Owa. He has a rookie card there. He's definitely going to need to step up as a linebacker. I hope he can perform at the level he needs to. There's a rookies and stars, Brandon Stevens. I don't have any rookies and stars from this year yet. I have not found them in any of the stores. I think that might be a Target exclusive, so I may have to go online if I want to pick up a box of those. They're very nice cards, as you can see. The design's really quite nice. So nice to have that Brandon Stevens. Oh, that's a nice one. Rookie Rush of Rashad Bateman. That's going to be a nice card. And Bateman's going to play a big role with the Ravens this year because the Ravens just traded Marquise Brown to move up in the draft. And I think that was a smart move for them. Marquise Brown seems to think his job is to drop passes in the end zone rather than catch them. And I think they traded him to the Cardinals, who seem to really strive to underperform, and I think Marquise Brown will really help them to achieve that goal. A nice rookie card from Rashad Bateman like that one. J.K. Dobbins, who was injured last year but should come back this year and be a lot more of a force in the Ravens offense. There's another nice Lamar Jackson and another nice Mark Andrews. These are great rookies and stars cards that I absolutely do not have, so thank you very much for those, Julie. That is just great. I'm going to go ahead and open this. Oh, there's the note. I thought she would include a note. She always does, and I thought it's odd that there wasn't one in there. I should have probably opened this one first. So let's go ahead and see what Julie has to say here. CW, be careful with these vintage satellites. They're kind of unpredictable. Keep making awesome videos. You are must-see YouTube. Well, that is very, very sweet, Julie. Thank you. No one has ever said that about my channel, and I'm very, very grateful for that. It's signed from Julie and Land Kraken, who is her delightful cat that appears in almost every episode, and I do like the Land Kraken. Her cat is prettier than those cats, I'll just tell you that right away. So that is an awesome note. Thank you so much for that, Julie. The notes, honestly, and I've said this before when people send me things, the notes are honestly my favorite part. I keep all of them up here on top of the card wall, which I still have not remodeled. I called in a couple of contractors to get some estimates on what to do here, and they quoted me some figures, and I've got some guys lined up to come in, but you know how contractors are. They tell you they're going to be there, and then 2 weeks later they finally show up, so it may be some time. I may just have to do it myself, which is the advice I give everyone whenever they have to do work in their home, is just avoid the contractors, just do it yourself. You'll be a lot happier in the end. So, all right, let's see what else Julie sent me, and I'll stop dissing on contractors. J.K. Dobbins, there's a nice Rookies and Stars card from him. And, I think there might be more than one in here. I think there is more than one in here, so I'm going to have to take that out, you guys. Now, is there more than one in these? I can't tell. It doesn't look like it. I think these are not more than one. Maybe. We'll have to see. Draft Class, Rashad Bateman. That is a sweet card. I definitely don't have that. That's also from Rookies and Stars. That's a really nice card. Very happy with that one. And there's the J.K. Dobbins we just looked at. That is a really sweet card. I like that one a lot. I'm going to just check and see if this is the only card in here. So this is, ooh, that's a nice card too. Thunder and Lightning, and that's from Playoff. And I did open some Playoff, but I did not get that awesome card. Lamar Jackson and Marquise Brown. As I said, Marquise Brown was just traded, but very happy to have this because I do like Lamar Jackson a lot, and I hope he can bounce back this year and perform at a high level. Wow, that is cool. Quadre Ismail. That is a really neat card. I have not seen that. That's an old Fleer Ultra card. That is really nice. I do not own that. That's a nice card. Fleer Ultra really did some nice sets back then. I really think the photography and designs on their cards were pretty awesome. So now what is this in here? Let's see what she has sent me in here. This looks like some sort of, this must be the satellite stuff that Julie was talking about. My satellites are covered up by some of the other cards that people sent me, but the Cardwolf Satellite Network, as you guys know, is integral to making sure that the program can be broadcast throughout the entire globe and out into outer space to the known universe. And I have been looking to add more satellites to the network. So if Julie has sent me some, I'll be very, very grateful, because the satellites are hard to come by. I don't know if you guys noticed that. Yes. Now that is a satellite card. This looks awesome. Let's see what we have here. Launching U.S. satellites. Look at those. Those are some great satellites, and she even gave me a rocket. Or maybe that's a missile. I'll have to check that out. That looks awesome. That is a great card. Now, I'm going to put this one down here so as not to spoil it, whatever that may be. What is this from Target Moon? That is an old set that came out quite a long time ago. I'm trying to remember when Target Moon came out. I think it was the mid-60s. I'll have to look that up. But I do not have any Target Moon cards at this point in my life. I remember seeing them, but I don't think I have any of those. That is awesome. Launching U.S. satellites, and that is just what I am doing continuously here at Card Wolf headquarters. Man, that is an awesome card. Thank you, Julie. That one is definitely going to be displayed. I'll put that one right up here in the middle. I don't want to cover up Susan the Goose, obviously. I'll have to rearrange all of this, especially once I redo the card wall there. And what do we have here? This is the last card in here. This is a trivia card from Topps, and I don't remember this card. Those are the answers. I should probably not look at that side. That is pretty cool. These are like Trivial Pursuit cards, and I used to be pretty good at Trivial Pursuit. Maybe I'll see if I can answer one of these. Who directed the movie Psycho? Well, that was Alfred Hitchcock. Everybody knows that. Who starred in the live-action film version of Popeye? I think that was Robin Williams. These are easy. Come on now. Name Little Orphan Annie's dog. What is her dog? I think it's... I can't remember. I think it might be Spot. That's a good question. Let's see what it is. It is Sandy. Yes, that's right. Yes, it is. I should have known that. And let's see one of these at the bottom, the sports ones. We should do that. True or false? Pete Rose has never won a National League batting title. I feel like that's... I don't actually know the answer to that, and I feel like it's false. I feel like Pete Rose must have won a National League batting title. Let's see what it says here. That is false. He's won 3. That sounds about right. And then the other sports question... who, I'm going to have to get my spectacles for that one. That's a little small for me, and I'm sure you guys can probably read it very easily on the camera. Who holds the record for most World Series home runs in a career? Mickey Mantle or Reggie Jackson? Mickey Mantle was in a lot of World Series, but I'm going to say Reggie Jackson, and it was Mantle. Well, there you go. Shows you how much Card Wolf knows. My battery is about to run out, so I'm going to sign off. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you, Julie. That was an awesome package. And I will be back tomorrow, and I'll probably open this hanger box from For the Polls because I've been putting it off. So we'll do that tomorrow on the channel as well as many other things. As always, happy collecting.